We start with breaking news this morning. Right now, a suspect is dead and 2 police officers are in the hospital after a shooting in Mitchell, Indiana. That's an hour and a half south of Indy. Police are providing an update right now. Let's listen in.
They pull out a handgun and fire at the officers. 2 of the officers were struck by gunfire. 1 officer was able to return fire, striking the suspect. Medical aid was given to both the officers, and other officers responded to the scene and gave medical aid to the suspect until the fire department could get here. Both officers were transported by ambulance to a local hospital and later airlifted to a hospital in Indianapolis. They are both in stable condition at this time. The suspect was transported to a local hospital and pronounced deceased at the hospital.
Sergeant Bryan, was this a traffic stop? Can you just explain that, how the officers were getting in contact with the suspect?
Yeah, so the vehicle was pulled over for a traffic violation, and during the course of the stop, while the officer was interacting with the driver, other officers arrived.
Yeah.
And when those other officers arrived, one of them happened to be a canine officer. At some point, the traffic stop evolved into a drug investigation in which the canine dog was used. The dog indicated that there's narcotics in the vehicle from a sniff outside the vehicle, and after they searched the vehicle, they found narcotics, were trying to take the driver into custody when he ran.
As far as the officers, they were taken to hospitals in Indianapolis. I mean, what were their injuries? And you said that they're pretty stable at this point.
Yeah, both officers are conscious and alert. They're stable with serious injuries. One of the police officers is from the Mitchell Police Department. The other police officer is a deputy with the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office.
And will you be releasing any other details as far as their condition and how they will be progressing all throughout the day?
Yeah, we will keep everybody updated. At this point, it does appear that both officers are going to survive and recover from their injuries, and we will have more information to release as this investigation unfolds.
Another thing that I noticed, Officer Bryan, we have traffic that is flowing in this area. I mean, it was closed at one point, it's just open. What can you say for people who are traveling this road here?
Well, this is an extensive and complex investigation that will take a lot of time. We recognize that there are a lot of questions that folks have, and they're the same questions that we have, and that's the purpose of our investigation. And so we'll be out here throughout the morning, probably throughout the day, collecting evidence, examining the scene, and just making sure we're able to answer all those questions.
Sounds good. And then as far as this gas station right here, can you tell us that red car back there is involved in this investigation?
Yes, that red car is the vehicle the suspect was driving.
Good.
Sergeant, do we know what led up? Like, did the suspect pull a gun out and flash at the officers first, or is that too early to tell right now?
Yeah, that's a question that our investigation hopes to answer, and we will get there. The incident was captured on dash camera and body camera, so we will be able to review that. At this point, we're not exactly sure what all that footage is going to show or tell us. It's still in the process, but that is part of our investigation.
And then just recapping for viewers, 2 officers were struck in gunfire during that exchange.
Yeah, 1 officer from the Mitchell Police Department and an officer from the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office both were struck by gunfire. 1 officer was able to return fire after he was shot and strike the suspect.
As far as the narcotics, is there an amount or anything of that nature as far as we know, were they traveling back and forth? Were they potentially going to be selling the drugs?
Yeah, I know a lot of questions, and they're valid questions, but at this point we still have a long way to go in this investigation. That's information that we will know at some point, but at this point I don't have that answer.
Thank you so much. Guys, that was Sergeant.
And that's you just heard from Sergeant Bryan with the Indiana State Police. Again, you can see a very active scene out here in Mitchell, Indiana this morning along State Road 37. Again, just to recap, 2 officers were injured. They were airlifted to a hospital in Indianapolis. We're told that they're in stable condition at this hour. However, 1 suspect is dead after this incident. Again, we're going to be out here throughout the morning and continue to bring you updates as soon as we can. We'll have another update here on 13 Sunrise at 9:30. But for now, we're live in Mitchell, Indiana. Matthew Foltz, 13 News.